Hello, this is Tom Brevoort. You are listening to Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast.
Yes, welcome back, loony listeners. You are listening to Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast. This is episode 193, and towards the end of the week, it is a last quarter moon. You are joined, by your host, Priest of Khonshu Rey. G'day, and it is the last quarter, which means it's an over the moon segment, which is an arc review. And I am joined again. He's returned by Patroony guest co-host. And comic book writer, self-publisher, Daniel Doing. Daniel, welcome back.
Hello once again there, travelers of the night. May Khonshu bless you all.
You put me to shame with your reverence to Khonshu. Thank you very much. Khonshu looks kindly on you, and he slaps me in the face again. So anyway, loonies, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this show, the second show of the week. I believe you may not remember, but I think I said that Daniel will be returning next week. I meant at the end of the week. Just wanted to rectify that. And so, as mentioned, we're doing an arc review from the Dead. It's a Warren Ellis run from 2014, issues 1 to 6. Now, before we get into that, a massive thank you. A massive thank you to our sponsors, the gracious patronies like Daniel himself. Again, so cool to have you on, Daniel. It's so great to you know, I can't say speak face to face, but technically, like face to face, right? In person. Yeah. So yes, so you too can become a patroony as well. Just check out our Patreon page. You can get credited as a co-producer or an executive producer. So a big thank you, as well as many bonuses, such as a video version of this show, which Daniel and I are recording as we speak. A big thank you to Daniel, to Justin, Derek, Wayne, Jordan, Josh, James, Russell, and Anthony. A huge thank you, guys, one and all, for all your support. Again, as always, a big thank you, Daniel, to you and Fringe Knight. It's an original indie comic based on Erie, Pennsylvania's very own mysterious superhero. So yeah, Daniel, Fringe Knight's working hard to come across his fourth adventure in the fourth issue, coming very soon, right?
Oh yes, coming out this March, so make sure you get your copy, folks.
Yes, absolutely. It's worth it. I've got the previous issues as well. It's a lot of fun seeing Fringe Knight evolve. I love the commissions. So Daniel's Fringe Knight Patreon page, you too can become a patron. You can get privy to a lot of artwork and behind the scenes of Fringe Knight and the process behind that. So that's always good to see. Also as well, Hello Headphones, empowering gamers to play their best, and Dreamland Comics, the superhero superstore. Now, Daniel, so let's crack into this Over the Moon segment. This is, overall, we're not going to go through each of the issues like panel by panel or anything like that, but suffice to say that these 6 issues, we can go through each and every one of them in a broad sense. So we're looking at Slasher, Sniper, Box, Sleep, Scarlet, and Spectre. These are the titles of those 6 issues. Some of you may know as well they've been immortalised in music by also good friends of the show, Delita. Noel Looney Tunes has put music to these. But yeah, Daniel, let's kick off. Actually, overall then, I want to know, do you have a favourite out of these 6 issues?
Oh man, that's like trying to ask what your favorite child is, man.
Yeah, that's it.
Honestly, if I had to kind of narrow it down, I'd probably say between Sniper, Box, and Spectre are like my top 3.
Yeah, Sniper, Box, and Spectre. Right, nice. I mean, they're all gold, aren't they? It's so, as you say,
especially Warren Ellis. He knocked it hard.
each of them have their own pros, and I can say very little cons. I can't really fault me. If anything, like, and this is an intentional thing of his, but I don't think it really, like, some of the issues really just end so quickly. I guess it's because it's the way the story is told. The endings are always like quite abrupt, but it gives you this really kind of unsettling feeling, I guess. So,
which is what he was going for.
Yeah, and exactly. Let's jump to Spector. Spector, you're saying is one of your favourites. This was really cool. It showed from the point of view of it's not even Carson Knowles, is it? It's this other dude who takes on.
No, it's just like totally beat cop.
Yep, he takes on the mantle. Yeah.
It's not even that he really takes on the mantle. He just like kind of throws together some black clothing.
Yep.
And takes some like throwing darts and kind of sharpens them. And he's like, "Oh, I'm Black Spectre now."
Yeah. It's a very loose. Yeah.
Kind of like, sure you are, buddy. You sure are. You got me.
Yeah. But what was really cool for me in this issue was you really do get an insight into that character. I think a lot of it is in this issue. It's very much a profile of him, and you see Mr. Knight kind of swing in towards the end there, show how brutal he is actually, and it has one of those I don't know, famous or popular lines from him now. People who love me suffer and die, and I never want to be loved. Very kind of nihilistic stuff that Warren Ellis writes for Mr. Knight, but also for a lot of the other characters as well.
Oh yeah, legit. It really felt to me like it. This is why I think a lot of people love it, because it really is sort of a continuation from like the original Houston Finch run, where Moon Knight, he's tried everything. He's tried, like the brutal aspect, where he was like literally carving moons in people's faces, tried to redeem himself, tried to have his friends and loved ones around, and it keeps not working out. So it's kind of like the opposite of a midlife crisis for him. It's more like midlife realization, just like, you know what? I can't have anybody I love around me. I just need to be alone, have everything automated, basically.
Yeah, it is. It's again, very for me. Out of all the 6 issues, this one I guess I dwelt upon the most, because a lot of these other issues, like if we jump to say Sniper, which you mentioned is another one of your favourites. Again, I love it for very many different reasons. It's not as dialogue heavy, like none of it really is dialogue heavy, but issue 2 Sniper really plays out like a cinema, like a film, so cinematic, very action oriented, and
I love the pen work in it.
Yeah.
It's amazing how busy it is with all like the blank space to it.
Yes, yeah. I'm just like flicking through it now here as well. You get a very cinematic opening. Declan Shalvey's art. There are a couple of very memorable. Look, if I can put up some images for those that do have the video. There's that one with the cape. Very cool indeed. Jumping out of the moon jet, or he's actually on a glider, a huge glider.
Yeah, the moon.
Yeah, but a lot of action. So very little dialogue here. Again, this one has one of those famous sayings as well. I'm not real. I love that.
Why can't I hit you? Because I'm not real.
Yeah. It's so weird thing for someone to say, but it just fits with Moon Knight, and I think very much so the storytelling and the artwork of Shalvey and Ellis really work together. It's highlighted so much in this issue. And the brutality as well. I mean, geez, you get... Yeah. Is this the... this is the... Yeah, exactly. This is the one... Did I get that right? I thought this was the one... Oh, yeah, this is Sniper, yeah. I thought this was the one where... Maybe I got that... No, this is the one, isn't it? Where he drives the glider into the guy at the end on top of the building.
Oh, no, that's Scarlet.
Oh, that's Scarlet. Okay, oops, sorry.
And that one in itself is very particularly brutal. if I had to go with the next list, I'd definitely say Scarlet was on the top of my second list.
Oh, okay. Yes, I love Scarlet. Yeah, that's a one.
Another cinematic one, even though it's not like a lot of space used. It's literally it's almost like, and it's funny, like because remember how in the Daredevil show they did like the two fight scenes, like the one from season 1 where it's like in the hallway,
yeah,
and one where it's on the staircase,
yeah,
and literally like years before, Moon Knight kind of did that, and Daredevil kind of was like,
yeah,
that looks really interesting. I think we're going to do that.
Yeah. With slight differences, I think Daredevil was going down, Mr. Knight's going up the stairs, but it's so cool though. Like it's almost like I'm not saying this in any bad way at all. It's almost like a video game. Like he's kind of going up to the big bosses. He comes across those guys towards the end. All to get Scarlet, this schoolgirl, and she says again these kind of little poignant little notes. He goes, don't worry, don't be scared. No, it's not a mask, it's your face. She's talking about his mask.
Yeah,
a smart kid.
That right there was like, wow.
Yeah,
It is a profound thing for a schoolgirl to say to a guy dressed in all white standing in front of her.
Yeah, and doing these, I mean, she's not privy to it. She can just see the bloodied baseball bat that he's got. I mean, who knows what horrors she would have heard as he is kind of making his way up.
I love the scene where the guy shoots his truncheon and then he fires it and it shatters and he's like,
yeah, beautiful.
It's not like I've got actual money or anything to buy these.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but yeah, really good, memorable art as well. Exactly like as you say. That in particular, this one there, he shatters. Shatters the truncheon, but also the main for me the takeaway was that establishing shot of his back, looking up at the tenement, very very memorable.
Almost kind of like GTA meets Donkey Kong. Instead of being over barreled, he's beating the living bejesus out of gangsters.
Yeah.
Just the meat.
You mentioned also one of your favourites was it Box? Was that the third one?
Yes.
Yeah. Box is cool. Very green. I remembered from it. Predominantly,
and it's funny. I've got a conspiracy theory about that issue. That it actually connects back to the original Moon Knight run from the 1980s.
Yes. I have discussed this with Orion. He's one of his favourite issues. Study in a Box, I think it's called, or something like that. It's from the Mensch run, and I think it's Ellis very much has done his homework. I mean, throughout all these 6 issues, there are references to old runs, so for sure I can see this absolutely being a connection to those punks that that we see. They're actually not seen here. We see the ghosts of them, but you see the music box at the end. Yep. That your theory is very sound, Daniel, and I think a lot of us kind of reckon that. But that was again the appearance of the bird armor, the bone armor, whatever you call it. Very, I always like to say bird armor, very impractical but very cool looking. And I like this. They never actually. This is one of the things I'd love to see them pick up again. Is this treasure room that he has with all these relics in his basement?
Don't even remember buying most of this stuff. Maybe you weren't meant to.
Yeah,
Goes in there and finds something. Wait, where the hell did this come from?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you bought this at this point. Don't worry about it. Just use it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. That's great. I love it. But also this fact, this actually Box elevates him from just a normal street level character in the fact that for one, he gets punched by ghosts, but 2, he's able to then punch ghosts later on, which I think is just amazing. I love the look drawn on the ghost faces, like when you have that big 1-page splash of his face just connecting with the ghost face, and it literally just cracks open. And you can see the horror on his face. He's just like, wait, this is hurting. Yeah, reading my mind there. Yeah, that one. I was lingering on that. really cool. And it's a ghost, so there's no need to censor all the gore because it's not real.
It's an ectoplasm.
Exactly. But yeah, the big bird armor, very cool. Able to touch, able to punch intangible things. So yeah, I mean, fantastic issue. As
It brings to mind the I had for a fantasy crossover that would literally just make 8-year-old me probably pee my pants and pass out from excitement. Is Moon Knight teaming up with the Ghostbusters?
Oh wow, that'd be cool. Yeah, that's so cool. I'd love that.
So maybe Mr. Knight gets hired as an investigator for this family. At the same time, another member of the family hires the Ghostbusters to just like come in and like exterminate the ghosts.
Yeah.
And they just like literally run it like, who the hell are you? Who the hell are you?
Yeah.
And
fantastic. Yeah. Why not? I mean, he's got to have more. I reckon I'd love to get more ghostly elements to Moon Knight. Are there many ghostly elements to or upcoming for Fringe Knight? Yeah.
Oh, I'll just say there will be no shortage of things that go bump in the night.
Lovely.
The things that we fear live under our bed will soon fear what's under their bed in the form of the blue-cloaked hero.
Nice. Excellent. And incidentally as well, Loonies, if you want to see Fringe Knight in the flesh as well, Daniel has got a pretty kick-ass cosplay of your character himself. So I know there's some pretty cool photos out there, Daniel. If you're willing to share, I'm sure Loonies will be keen to have a look.
Absolutely. And I'm also currently working on a Moon Knight cosplay.
Yeah.
Where I'm going to have all sorts of different elements. I'm even going to, not to spoil too much because I know you're going to geek out when you see this thing, but incorporating elements of the bone armor.
Yes. Awesome.
Part of the suit as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some cosplayers, do it as well. It looks very impressive. It seems like a hard thing to pull off, but it does pay off in the end result. So yeah, can't wait to see that one, Daniel. All right.
You're gonna love it.
Hello, Looney listeners. This is Ray here. Just wanting to say, look, if you like Moon Knight, I urge you to give The Fringe Knight a go. This is a self-published indie release by creator and writer Daniel Doing, and it's a ripper of a read. The Fringe Knight is an adventure comic series set in Erie, Pennsylvania, and the series stars the title character who protects his city from every threat imaginable. From radioactive wolfmen to mad scientists putting poodles in giant robots, the Fringe Knight is there to protect. Definitely worth checking out. I highly recommend it. Available, just check out the show notes in this episode, but Fringe Knight has a Facebook page as well as a Patreon page, and you can also find all the comics on indieplanet.com. So check out Fringe Knight by Daniel Doing. Alright, let's get on to the show.
Bitten by a radioactive spider, student Peter Parker gained the proportionate strength and agility of an arachnid. Armed with his wondrous web shooters, the reluctant superhero struggles with sinister supervillains, making ends meet and maintaining some semblance of a normal life. That's right, do you like Spider-Man? If so, you should join me and my co-host Will Hellfire every Tuesday on the Capes and Lunatic Sidekicks podcast for the Ultimate Spider-Cast, where we talk everything Spider-Man, comics, TV, movies, games, anything and everything Spider-Man. Miles Morales, Spider-Gwen, Ben Reilly, the Scarlet Spider, it's all there. Every Tuesday on the Capes and Lunatic Sidekicks podcast.
I'm here for people.
And we all are.
if we jump into like the first one, the opener slasher, now that was, I think, a nice primer for this whole series. You kind of get a sense of the relationship of Mr. Knight with law enforcement, Detective Flint, how they kind of, it's kind of like, oh, give him leeway, just let him kind of do his thing.
That's Mr. Knight.
Yeah.
But no, it's not. It's Mr. Knight.
Yeah.
That's what we call him.
Yes. Yeah. I love Flint. He's awesome. They should use him more. But this was essentially, I really enjoy this in the fact that, one, you get a really grotesque like villain. You find out who the murderer is, the serial killer. But two, how Moon Knight addresses him. It's just so kick-ass. It's kind of like, what's that bit where he just goes, what does he say? I stopped you 2 minutes ago. Like, they're talking, and it's like, yeah, I've done my bit. Like, as cool as anything.
Oh, I actually stopped you like 2 minutes ago. Yeah, you couldn't hear with all the machinery down here, but look down, pal. He's like, whoa, oh.
Yeah, really cool. But also the other, and I mean, hey, another kick-ass thing. He fires a gun at him. Moon Knight blocks it with his crescent dart. That is a little bit above, what humans can do. But, hey, it's cool.
Well, again, he's not real. He's not there.
He's not there. Also, as well, there's a little bit of an epilogue. I think it was really interesting because there's a therapy session we get to see Ellis's take on the whole DID and everything. And I think it's basically, well, the therapist at least says, you're not insane. Your brain has been colonized by an ancient consciousness from beyond space and time. So this is a different, I guess, take on his different identities. So yeah, I think it's and it kind of, in a way,
I think it's my favorite one out of all of them, because like, I loved how it was subtle in the beginning, not like in the when they started doing like Legacy and stuff like that, where it was like this big prominent thing. Yeah, that to me wasn't really Moon Knight. For me, it was the hints that it may be there. Yeah, especially like in the old like Doug Bench run, Marlene's like, oh, Steven, where are you? And it's like, oh, who's Steven? Steven's ain't here, lady. This is Jake. And she's like, oh, off the mustache, and he's like, all right. So you kind of get the hints of it's going on, but he's kind of trying to play it off like, oh no, I'm not crazy. Come on, I'm not crazy.
Yeah. No, it's really cool, and I think it's a good way to address the Bendis thing as well. I mean, a lot of people were irked by having that Wolvie Captain America. I mean, you see it here as well. All the other identities. It's basically Khonshu really affecting Mark's mind, and that's the way that he can kind of rationalize the aspects, because we're talking about again, they mention it. I think they mention it here. They mention the Pathfinder, Embracer, Defender, and Watcher. So all of these aspects of Khonshu, which if you do dive a bit more deeper into the the history of Khonshu as well, it's pretty cool. You can find out these aspects. So I like how Warren Ellis has kind of interweaved that into the canon of Moon Knight. And again, this is only touched upon really here. It's kind of forgotten by a lot of writers. Because, if you look at Lemire and stuff, they have their own different takes on what it is. But I think it's very unique. Yeah. So similar to, I like Lemire's one of the Overvoid and it being like beings from a vessel from an alternate kind of parallel reality. It's pretty cool. And also, so we've done this slasher box Sleep. So issue 4, a very psychedelic one.
Oh yeah, don't do shrooms and read that one. You will never wake up.
I think originally he had to say when we reviewed this, really testament to, again, the art and Jordie Bellaire, the colorist. I think she went on saying how she was kind of disappointed in this, and that, I guess like any good artist, they look at it and I could have done it better this way or that way. But it's... yeah, but it's fantastic.
I am well versed in trying to reassure artists, no, this is good.
Yeah, right. Yeah, for sure. But man, the colors coupled with the inks and the art, is just phenomenal here. I mean, Declan Shalvey, his stuff is still great. He's done Immortal Hulk, I think Flatline most recently. It's a one shot.
Yeah.
But his art is just. I think his Moon Knight is brought out the best in him. Really. Yeah, and again with Sleep, so there are references here to Peter Alron, which the brother of Marlene. So
Junior.
Yes. Oh, yes. Sorry, Junior. So tying into the Morpheus, indirectly tying to the Morpheus issues of the Mensch run. So again, I like how Warren Ellis, respects the material and he takes time to actually try and integrate it in there. Other little points here, we get the pretty cool moon limo. I wish we saw more of it at the beginning. My gosh, it looks spacious.
Yes, it does. Especially the fact that it's like, I love at the beginning it just pulls up and like Moon Knight's like, don't bring food in my car.
Well, you wouldn't, would you? I mean, it's it's very it's one of a kind. It has to be a bespoke limo. But yeah, this gets very brutal at the end. I mean, apart from the psychic, there's a bit of horror as well. Like, you get this fungus under the floorboards, these spores. He sees apparitions of these guys with mushrooms coming out of their eyes, all sorts of stuff like that. But in the end, he kind of gets what's happening, and I love this like very direct, very efficient brutality that he metes out on on the guy, Dr. Skelton. I think it's a guy, right? Or yeah,
that's the guy's name.
Yeah, the guy that actually meets him. Yeah, the guy that actually comes to him. Lo and behold, is the guy that's skilled.
Kicks open the door.
Yep.
The guy's like, no, wait, you're sleeping. He's like, no, I'm not. Come on.
Yeah. Your brain is under attack. It's so cool. You're right. I love it also as well. There's that image of Mr. Knight. Doesn't he speak? Yeah, Khonshu, I know you can hear me. Put me to sleep. I mean, this is crazy stuff. Crazy stuff that
it's so good.
Yeah, it's so funny because I know it sounds really kind of wanky, but it's like it's an economy of like words and stuff that Ellis uses, but it really gives off a really kind of warped sense. Like you're saying, like stuff like I'm not real. He's talking to a guy, say put me to sleep. All this sort of stuff. It's just really weird. You don't get normal people saying this sort of thing.
No, and that's why it works.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So really, really good stuff. Anything else you'd like to add potentially for this overall run?
I will literally give Warren Ellis $1 million to just come back and do a Moon Knight series.
I would as well. What do you think? Do you think? I mean, because there's also a kind of uniqueness in this, in the fact that I guess it's very small and compact. Do you reckon? Oh, maybe it will. I was about to say, if like Warren Ellis got a 14, 15, 20 issue run, would he do well? He probably would. I mean, yeah. I mean, barring of course also the indiscretions that he is like known for now. Unfortunately, very disappointing to hear. But but I'm sticking to his artistic credibility, and he's a very good writer. It'll be interesting for him to have a longer run. I don't know. I think because like a lot of loonies are used to this nice compact six issue run. It seems to be a nice, I don't know, just a nice little set of Moon Knight. People recommend it a lot to others. What do I do if I want to read Moon Knight? Read the Warren Ellis run. You'll love it. It's very accessible, I guess.
And better way to redeem himself than to write about a character redeeming themselves.
Yeah, true, exactly. Fantastic. Well, Daniel, I'd like to thank you as well. Again, look, I'm a bit just mindful of the time, so a huge thank you for coming. I can see the sun breaking through your window at the moment. It's early there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, beautiful. Oh, yeah. This is one of my other little co-hosts right here.
How many cats do you have?
5.
5! Man, I saw a black one there, and I'm pretty sure I saw a strawberry blonde or ginger one, a champagne ginger one before, and now I can see this other one, and there's another one behind you as well. So I was like, oh yeah, I was like, yeah,
Nope.
nice, cool.
I am never without company.
Yeah, cats are great. I love cats as well.
And all my kitties are rescue kitties.
Oh, nice. Yeah, nice as well. And there's ties to Egyptian mythology as well, so you're well protected.
Oh yeah, I always get a good night's sleep. I don't always have a room, but I do get a good night's sleep.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, they love beds. Yeah, tell me about it. Far out. A huge thank you, Daniel. Once again, I guess for the loonies, where can people contact you if they want to chat with you or if they want to know more about Fringe Knight?
They can always reach me through the Instagram, which is the Fringe Knight Official with underscores between all the words. They can also reach me at the Facebook page, which is Fringe Knight, and I'm also on Twitter at the Fringe Knight.
Fantastic, very easy, loonies. But to make it easier for you, they'll all be in the show notes as well. Go check it out. I urge you to at least check out some of the artwork if you can online, and then pop over and go grab the comic. It's good stuff. As Daniel said, coming around the corner in March, we've got issue 4 of Fringe Knight coming out. So looking forward to that. And we're going to have you on once it does drop, Daniel. And maybe we can learn more about it and.
Yeah, I'm already getting a copy ready to send to you in advance.
Ah, lovely. Excellent.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I take care of my fans.
That's awesome. No, thank you so much, Daniel. And as loonies, as we mentioned, just check the show notes for all the details to Daniel's fantastic work. Next phase, loonies, for episode 194, we're back to a new moon, and that means we're doing an Isla Ra sessions again. So I'll be joined by special guest DJ Nick from the Happiness in Darkness, a superhero movie podcast. He'll be jumping into Grant Mansion with me. We'll be going through his 4 Desert Island or Isla Ra books, as well as having a chat with Nick and to learn more about him and to learn about his connection with Moon Knight as well. It's always fun. Daniel, which reminds me, got to have you on in Isla Ra as well. I'd love to have you over at Grant Mansion. Love Samuels to make you a drink. And
I would love some Earl Grey tea.
and have a chat. And then it got whisked away to different locations. It's a lot of fun. As mentioned at the top of the show, patreon.com/ITK Moon Knight. Plenty of incentives there. Please check it out. You too can be privy to the videos. There is actually some character designs that I'm getting done myself for the characters from our audio serial drama, The Hunt for Khonshu's Golden Scepter. So that's a lot of fun. That's around the corner, season 2. Riding away slowly, but hopefully we'll get there soon. So go check it all out. As mentioned, Hello Headphones. If you use the code ITK Moon Knight, you'll get 10% off the online store. Dreamland Comics, if you use the code MOON, you'll get 20% off their online store. So any of your back issues, if you don't have your Warren Ellis issues, go check it out from there. Also, we're affiliate members with Entertainment Earth, so anything that you purchase through the link in our show will help prop up the show. So get all your action figure needs. Get your... I don't know what's coming out. You're a big action figure, I know, fan. Daniel, Maestro's coming out.
Yes, Maestro's coming out.
The Into the Spider-Verse figures are coming out from Hasbro, so there's a lot of good stuff.
They're doing the Into the Spider-Verse with Maestro, and oh man, I'm blanking.
Fringe Knight.
I think
Fringe Knight.
Gamer figures.
Oh yeah, Gamer figures. And hopefully Fringe Knight down the track, right?
Oh, hey, if any action figure builders are listening, I would greatly appreciate a prototype Fringe Knight figure.
Actually, Daniel, I do know someone that does do custom, so I could get you... He's an American dude as well, so, it's not like he's from here where it will cost an arm and a leg. But yeah, I'll let you know. He does some good work. Finally, we're part of the collective, so please go check out any of these great shows. Hashtag TheCollectiveNet on Twitter. That will show most of their tweets from the likes of Resurrections, the Thanos and Adam Warlock podcast. We are Venomaniacs, a Venom podcast. And I'll just shamelessly plug To Know Her Is to Fear Her, Spider-Woman podcast. So all these different sorts of shows, we're all under the collective. Finally, you can contact us. We always love hearing from you on email, itkmoonknight@gmail.com. We're also on Facebook. Yes, we're back. On Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Discord, Get Vocal. We've got a website and Podchaser as well. Also, any ratings would be very much appreciated on Apple Podcasts or Podchaser. It just helps get us out there a little bit more. Once again, Daniel, a huge thank you. Man, you got to get ready for work. I wish you the best for the day. Hopefully you're not too sleepy.
Oh, I'm all wired because I just watched WandaVision, so...
Oh, I haven't watched it yet. It's good, yeah?
Oh.
Second last.
Everybody listening, go watch it.
Okay.
Finish listening to me and Ray talking about how awesome Moon Knight is, and then go watch WandaVision.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, the second last episode is out, so yeah, I've got to watch it very soon as well. A big thank you once again, Daniel, and as always, everyone, may Khonshu watch over the denizens of the night. Catch you later.
Moon Knight and affiliated characters, stories and events are properties of Marvel Characters Incorporated. Materials used and discussed within the podcast are intended for critique and review purposes only under the fair dealing concept of the current Copyright Act. The views, information or opinions expressed during the podcast are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of the copyright owners.